Griff, is it that simple? Same game plan, just make more shots? I mean, if you're sitting there and you're looking at OKC and you're Billy Donovan, I mean, what's the plan now on how to fix this going into Game 3?
Well, I think as has been the case for an awful lot of the season, they were fine for a big stretch of this game. They were running good offense. They were getting good looks. They were sharing the ball in a way that made sense. I think they've struggled, and I think both Tony and Ryan have mentioned this. They struggle when it's time for one person to take over the game, knowing who that person should be at any given time. And I really believe, I've said this pretty much all year, their big three really involves Paul George, Russ, and Steven Adams.
Yep.
Because Steven makes everything else that they do possible. Again, just can't give enough credit to the game plan that Quinn Snyder and his coaches had for trying to take Adams out of the game. And OKC is going to be very deliberate, I would think, about making sure Steven understands you need to stay available for us and putting him in consistent positions to at least not pick up offensive fouls.
Ryan, you take me to the other side because the bigs on the inside. You talked about your conversation with Derek Favors. He was a factor. Gobert was a factor. What did Utah and their bigs specifically learn here in Game 2 they could take to Game 3?
Well, I'll say the one thing in my playoff experience, it's about matchups, and even more importantly, identifying matchups. And when you have Melo, Russ, and we'll call him Playoff Pete for now on the floor, you've got to attack those matchups. And as a big guy, the reason that we are few and hard to find in the league now is because it's small ball. If you're going to go small, you've got to commit to ball movement, three-point shots, and running the floor in transition. Otherwise, you might as well play two traditional bigs like Utah did, and Utah just figured it out and beat the Thunder up on the glass tonight. So if you're going to go big for the Thunder, you got to go big or you got to share the ball because your star's not getting points when you have matchups all over the floor. It's inexcusable.
You're not just an all-team defender, but you're a team defender.
Yeah, true that.
Now take me through.
First team.
If you're an OKC. You're looking at the video. I mean, I understand these are three great players, but how much does the conversation need to be, look, we can't let Donovan Mitchell beat us in Game 3?
Most importantly, you got to look at who's the weakest link on the team, and who would you want to beat us. Obviously, Ricky Rubio, he shot bad last game, kind of picked it up this game. And I'll just stick with the game plan, make the others beat you. If Rubio's out there on the floor with the first group, you send the double early and make those guys sub early.